Got it. Okay. Well, welcome, guys. And I'm so excited to be. Oh, Gerald, you haven't seen it? I think it's really good. Okay. So I know I'm recording now, but there's a new associate training every month, and it's not recorded. So I'm recording this. So what I would suggest is if we go over past 9 p.m., Gerald and anybody else that has not seen it or who wants to see it again, hop off and log into Sandra's Zoom tonight, because I think it's a really good overview of just kind of getting started and all the important things. So I'm recording this one so you can hop off at 9 and go on to Sandra's new associate training. I think a lot of you've seen it already, but if you haven't, or if you really want to watch it again and get a refresher, hop off at 9 and jump onto her call. And I'm going to send everybody in my 30-day boot camp this recording anyway. So what I wanted to start with today is, because you're all new and just starting out, is just a tour of your back office. And things have changed. So some of you that maybe think you know the back office already, this might actually, you might learn some new things. So let me go ahead and go back to my screen share. So I'm hopefully going to see you guys, but let's see what happens here. Okay. So I can't see you guys at all when I put my screen share for some reason. So Roz, I'm putting you in charge. If anything's going on, can you just send me a text? I'll have my phone next to me.
Yes.
Or I can hear you though, so that you can take yourself off.
I'm going back on mute though.
Okay, perfect. So I just want to show you guys, this is some really important things in your back office, since you're all starting out, and most of you are starting out new. I know I have a few veterans on here just kind of seeing how we're doing the 30-day health and wealth boot camp. But for you guys that are just starting, today was your first day on the products. I gave you guys some tips of sharing the little black dress, since that is something we're starting next Monday. And I want you guys to kind of get to know how you can utilize your back office from the start. So the very first thing, if you have not yet done so, is you want to go in your back office. Now mine is already an associate account, so mine looks like this and has some resources like my website and things like that. I am not even 100% sure of what a customer account looks like, because I signed up as an associate from the beginning. So if you have signed up as a customer, which is how we sign everybody up now, and you did not go back in your account and click on the box that says become an associate, write that down in your notes, because you have to do that first. So for those that are brand new, fresh, that have not enrolled anybody, you might not have done that yet. So I want to make sure you do that. And for those of you who are learning, this is important for you guys to know, because these are things you're going to teach people you bring in. So everybody's a customer to start, and then they go in their back office and they click become an associate, and then they go through the steps to become an associate. It's only a few minutes and there's no additional fee. Okay, so that's really important. Once you become an associate, now you're able to store the volume from the whole team, and volume of the sales equals income to you. So you really want to make sure, if you're serious about the business, that you are an associate. But here's what I really want to show you guys, because I know a lot of you are asking how to enroll people. And there's a few ways. So old school way that we used to do kind of all the time, that I still kind of prefer, and this is all, I'm going to show you all the ways so you can pick what works for you, is to click enroll new customer. So say you have a phone call with somebody and they're ready to enroll. You can either have an enrollment form printed out, you can keep the information in a notebook, or you can just keep them on the phone and go right into enroll new customer and do it from here. So I'm just going to click on so you can see what it looks like. You obviously have to pick your country first. And by the way, I have an international membership. So that means all these countries here, I can enroll with those countries, or if anybody in my downline enrolls somebody in these countries, I'm able to also earn from their volume. If I don't have that, then I don't earn from them. And I will tell you that about 30% of my income is not from the US. So that was really important to get that international membership. So write that down if you guys are starting out and you want to be global, because maybe you don't know somebody in Canada or Mexico or Ireland, but maybe somebody you know knows somebody who knows somebody, and you'll get all that volume as well. So international membership is very important. Okay, so you go through the steps. Preferred customer, I always do $29. It's an auto ship, they can always cancel it. and you would go through everything it would look like when you're ordering in your back office. And I think most people are pretty much the 30-day new customer, 30-day custom new customer, or if you want to go to the value pack and the premium pack, it would be in business and value packs. So that's how you would set it up, just like you're doing your own order. So if you have somebody on the phone, or you're meeting with somebody in person, or you want to just take their information down and then do it yourself, which I do recommend if you're just starting out, so that they're not waiting on the phone while you're trying to figure it out. It could get a little bit, it could just trip you up a little bit. So if you're brand new and that you want to enroll them yourself, you can get their information on an enrollment form. And then when you have time to really sit down and go through it, and of course, I will help you with that, or whoever your sponsors will help you with that, because it will take you a few times to kind of learn the back office. Okay, so that is how we always used to enroll somebody. But now let me show you some new ways. One is that you can use your website. And I know a lot of you have already asked about a website and you don't know where to find it. So there's two ways. One is, as you can see, you have your homepage. You can scroll down to the bottom and click Manage Website, or I'm going to show you where it is. You can go right to Resources. So it's the third one in here, Resources. You go to Manage My Website right here. Everybody see that? Okay, so here's where I want you to kind of pay attention, and then either tonight or tomorrow, I want you to try this with your website, because you want to really set your website up the way you want it. First of all, this is new. You have an iSaMovie URL. So you have a link to iSaMovie that goes directly to your website, which is that first one, your iSaMovie site URL. It's right here. All you need to do is copy and paste that. So what I do is I have a lot of these links already saved, so it's easy to copy and send people. And if I'm on the go and somebody's asking me for more information and they want to look through it and I can't get them on the phone, it's a great link to send people. Everybody has their own iSaMovie link. It's really, really cool. I love iSaMovie. It goes through all the solutions, and the wealth creation is in there too. So if you have somebody coming for the business, you want to tell them to look at that and look at that wealth creation. Now, you guys should all be playing around with your website this week as you guys are starting out. If you see here, it says page layout. You can choose which page layout you want for your website. And you can look through them and see what you like. It's just a matter of preference. I do a featured video one, and then you pick the video. You can also come down and you pick your products. But all of these, just so you know, there's default one, there's suggested, featured video, and product solution. So if I were you, I would just take some time and get to know which one you like the best and set it up. So how do you send somebody to your website? That's down here. Make sure you have this filled in the way that you want it to show up for any potential customers. So you have your URL website. You could see mine as livetobreakfree.isagenics.com. You can change this. So my username is not Live to Break Free, but I wanted to change that when I created Live to Break Free as my corporation that I get paid through. So now this is where you would change it. You see where it says your associate website URL, your subdomain name, your display name, that's where you would change it. Right now, yours is already set up as your username when you log into your account. So if you don't want it to show up that way, that's where you could change it. So if you have a cute, fun name you want to have for your website, you can put it in there. Then you could put your full name, or if you have an LLC or a company, you could put it there, your phone number and your email address. Okay, now your location, I have global because, like I said, I have the international membership, so I can enroll people from all over. Now, the bottom, if you keep scrolling down, this is all where you can really choose what you want to see, what you want your customers to see when they click that URL. So I have the IsaBody Challenge right now as my featured video. You can also change this every so often. Now, the 3 products or systems that come up first, you want to really carefully pick those. I obviously stuck with what most people start with, is some sort of 30-day system. So I have all 3, the 30-day system, the 30-day premium pack, and the weight loss value pack. This way, if someone goes right to my website, they can see the 3 packs that I'm talking to them about right away without having to scroll through. Now, you could save it here at the bottom. So here's the deal. If you want to use your website, guys, again, URL link is right here. I would make sure you're speaking to them first. And here's why. When somebody's asking you about the program and the products, they really want your advice. They want your guidance. Okay. It was a really great training and celebration where somebody said, you don't hire a personal trainer and then see your personal trainer and say, okay, what should we do today? The personal trainer doesn't say that. You want the personal trainer to tell you, okay, this is what I suggest we work on. This is what we're doing. You're directing them. It's the same thing with this. It's very overwhelming to send somebody to a website with all of the products we have when they have no idea what to get. So you really want to hone in on at least what they start with. 90% people start with one of the 30-day systems. That's why it's on mine as a featured. I don't use the website all the time, but I do use it. And when I do, it's one of the 3 packs that I've already talked to them about. But it's very important that you have this conversation first so they don't go into your website all confused. Now, another thing I want to show you guys that's just new with our iSet app is that you can go to, let me find it here, Team. So this is if you want to write notes down because you're going to look through this later. But if you go through Team, you can do Manage My Recommended Carts. So I'm going to give you some pros and cons to all of the ways to enroll people. If you click on Manage My Recommended Carts, what you could do is you could put together a cart for somebody yourself, and then through your app, you're going to send them the link. So as you can see, I have some people that I've worked with that I had some semi-customized, like this one that says Hannah. Brooke had a premium pack, and Eliza, but I already talked to them about the flavors they wanted. So I made the suggestions and I put all the pack together, but then they get the link through your Isagenix app. This is called Manage My Recommended Carts. The little box here on the side that says Create New Recommended Pack, I would click that if I have a new one. You can also edit these. So for example, I did one for Hannah and then we talked and she had to cut back on some things, so I redid it for her. Just edit the one that you have. Here's the pros. The pros is that you're using the Isagenix app. Your customer can get familiar with placing their order, with finishing. They could put their credit card in themselves. They create their username, all of that stuff. Here's the downside, is it's another step for somebody. So I've had it happen where I feel like that extra step, I lost the person and then like they might have overthought it or I don't know what, but I haven't had the best closing with using this app. Now, I've still had people, like I say, I can do it for you, or if you're really, tech savvy and you want me to just send you the link, and I've had success with that. I mean, looking at the people, let's see. Yeah, I mean, right here, 3 out of 6 ended up enrolling. So 3 of them were set to go, ready to go. They got the link and then they kind of thought it through and whatever stopped them. So I'm just being honest with you because I want to tell you the truth of what I've experienced. I think it's a great tool to have, but if somebody's on the fence or maybe they're just really super busy and they're ready to go, I would just suggest if they're comfortable with you doing it for them, just do it. Because, I mean, just like with anything else, if you guys are busy and you have that extra step to do, it's easy to back out. So that's been my experience. The 3 people out of the 6 that ended up getting it, they were fine. They gave me some feedback and they said it was, okay to use. But my point is that, you just have to know who you're working with and give them the option. I always say now, do you want me to set it up all for you? I'm totally fine to do that. Otherwise, I could send you a link, but you're going to have to navigate through yourself. The other downside I found with sending them the link is that I don't know their username and password. And that I like to keep, because if they forget it and they don't have it and I don't have it and they don't want to have to go through resetting it, they might order from somewhere else. And that's something that I know happened with somebody that wasn't on my team, but one of Rod's clients said, oh, no, I didn't have my username and password, so I got my Isagenix stuff on Amazon. And she had an account. So that's really sad if somebody just needed something right away. And so that's what I like to. I like to really keep track of my customers' login details so that if they do forget, I have it for them. So that's what I wanted to show you about enrolling, okay? The next thing, and I'm sorry because I don't see if there's questions in the chat, but I'll look at them at the end. Or write down your questions you can ask me at the end. this is really, really important, you guys. I'm not going to show you the whole entire back office because you guys just started and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, but I do want to show you this. If you go to resources, hold on. Okay, if you go to resources and you go down to this column here on the bottom where it says back office walkthrough, I want you all to do this week. I'm going to click it now. This is huge, guys. First of all, just let's start on the right here. Back office walkthrough. There's videos of tutorials, how to add and remove credit cards, how to place a wholesale order, how to update your auto ship, date and cart. Those are great for customers, and maybe you know how to do it, but when you enroll a new customer, you want to make sure they know how to do it. So you want to make sure they know where to find this, or that you know it well enough to walk them through it. Because if somebody's just a customer, they might not want to do all this, back end work. So you need to know it to explain it to them. But if the customer wants to then share, they're going to need to know where to find this. So it's back office walkthrough under resources, back office walkthrough right here. The bottom one is navigating your new back office after converting to an associate. So those of you who just switched to an associate after you enrolled and you're starting for the first time, this is what you want to go through and look at. Navigating through. So this is going to give you a tutorial of your back office when you're ready. But I really wanted to show you where to find that, obviously. Now, I want you to also look at the library. This is going to have a lot of different information. Really great resource here for you guys, especially if you guys are interested in international business. I mean, it's different everywhere. So that would be here, international business tools and news. Also, the research and scientific information, so great to have because you might have people that ask you questions and you remember you really want to use the tools. You don't need to be the tool, you use the tools. And then, of course, your product training and your business training. This is all back here, and I just wanted you to know where to find it. So I want you to know that because I do have people that are kind of wanting to move fast, and I have other people that are really wanting to take this step by step. So those of you who are wanting to move fast, you want to just dive into this. That's what I did when I started. And then, you have ISA sales tools, which, I know some of you don't know about that, but it's just things that you can use like flyers and merchandise you can buy, and all of that's back here as well. Now, if you scroll down, you'll find all of the additional Isagenix websites. So this is just a great place for you to find information. Okay. And not only do you want to know where it is, but like I said, as you bring in people, you want to direct them. So that's why I'm doing this 30-day health and wealth bootcamp. I really want to show you step by step so there's nothing missing and there's not a lot of questions. Okay. Really cool too, guys, that you guys should all know is that we do offer healthcare benefits. And if you are interested in looking at that and seeing what it's about, you would look under here, Associate Healthcare Benefits. And you want to read about it and read about the enrollment. I think that's pretty huge. I do have my friend Brandon Keith. We went to dinner with him a couple weeks ago, and he just left his job, and he is using the Isagenix health benefits. And he said that for his whole family, it was actually better through Isagenix than his former job. So that was really great to know that we offer that, and that somebody that had benefits through their work actually said it was actually better for them. What was coming out of their pocket and the benefits was better through Isagenix. So that's huge. I think that's great when you're talking to people about the business opportunity. You mentioned that there's also healthcare benefits. I think that's really, really important. Okay, so let's see. That's basically, I didn't want to overwhelm you guys too much with the back office today, but like I said, you can go and walk through it yourself here. So right now, I'm going to just kind of go back so I can see you guys. Give me a second. Okay, now I can see you. So is there any questions? Chat, let's see. Okay. All right, let's see. So, okay, so the international, it's 49. Thanks, Roz. Okay, Roz was on top of it. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so is there any other questions about the back office? And the other thing to really focus on, you guys, is how to share this with other people. So that's why I want to take this step by step is when you bring somebody new in, you really want to show them the back office. That's important that they understand how they can order, how they can update their auto ship, because if they don't know how and they don't reach out to you, they might just stop ordering altogether. So you really want to take care of your customers as you bring them in. Okay, perfect. All right, so before we close up with the call, I just want to talk to you guys about where we're at so far with our training. So I started sending you guys emails and texts over the weekend because I wanted to prep you. Again, most of you are brand new to the products and also to the business. So we're learning how to be a product of the product at the same time. So I wanted to just give you guys some advice. I feel like you're all pretty much on the same page as far as conversations I've had with you and reading your goal assessment. And that is, a lot of you are very excited to earn income, but you are also a little bit hesitant about being too salesy or the approach. So I feel like that's pretty much been what I've found. If that's not correct and you're totally not feeling that way, just let me know. But it seems like most people are like really excited and they want to share, but they don't want to like start just going crazy and overwhelming people. Is that fair to say? Get some head nods if that seems right. Okay. So this is my advice to you. I started building my business by sharing my products and my product transformation. So that's why, as you guys are starting out, and some of you have been on the products, which is great, but some of you just started, you really want to talk about what you're doing from the start. The biggest mistake that you can do is to keep it quiet until you see results. Okay. The best thing you could do is to be honest with your friends. Don't pretend anything. Don't pretend you're financially free if you're not. We've seen that on our team before. People saying, I'm financially free. And it's like, okay, you just started, you're just a consultant. So you don't want to be you don't want to just fib. You want to be really, really honest. Be honest about the products. I'm just starting out. I feel great. I'm just starting. This is my journey. If you start talking about it now, it's going to be a lot easier when you do have your results 30 days from now. And the reason is because people have been learning and watching your journey. If you wait, which I hear all the time, I'm going to wait until I have results. And it's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. But you're just kind of stalling your process, because the whole process of this is planting seeds, and people are watching what you're doing, and they might not join you, but they're going to watch you. So you've already told them what you're doing. You've been talking about it, and now bam, you post your 30-day results and they know you've been doing this. Don't you think they're more inclined to say, yes, I'm in, than, oh, it's the first time I ever heard my friend talk about this nutrition system? Don't you think that would be more authentic? So just try to get real with, what's going on with what you guys are doing, and being honest and authentic. So I can't scroll down on these chats for some reason either. So if I missed something, sorry. So yes, being a product of the products is so important. So as you guys are sticking to this, and I know most of you are sticking to the 1 day a week cleanse right now, which we're doing Thursday. I'm going to join you guys this week. You can also do your own. I know we've talked already if I enrolled you about what you're going to be doing through this, but you really truly want to use the product so that you have a change. And that's why I believe if I enrolled you, you enrolled with a 30-day premium or value pack, because you're going to get the best result. And the reason is you want to see a big change so then you can then share it forward. Okay. So just be real. Now about the business opportunity, again, that's real, real, real. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and she was telling me what she might be, talking to somebody about, which was, something going on with her husband's health. And I said, just be real, because I will be honest with you, it's so much, people just respond to that so much more than just the kind of fakeness about it, or like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of doing this for fun, or it's just like a hobby. That's not convincing to people. When you say, I am dead set on this, I'm super passionate because I know that this is a way for me to make income, because I've seen the people on my team make income, and I need to because, and whatever it is for you. If you do not need the money right now, let's say you just have a great income coming in or whatever it is. There's people that I have on my team, a lot of people. Actually, I'm going to use just one person's in my head right now. I won't give the name, but she's been with me for the longest time since I started. And she brings in, with Isogenics, about $500 a month. So it's extra. What's an extra $500 a month that's extra that you really don't need, but you can put away for a vacation, traveling, or just put away for safety, put in your savings, just for fun money. It could be anything. So building a residual income or having extra sources of income is super smart. So if you don't need it, actually, that's great. This is extra money for you. But if you are looking to get out of a situation with work, or you want to pay off debt, or whatever it is, then you need to get serious and you need to get to work. But start by sharing what you know, which is your product journey. And for those of you who are on day one, all you could talk about is day one, right? So don't try to overcomplicate it. Be honest. If you have somebody that says, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I want to know more about it. And you really don't know what to say. That's when you do a 3-way text or message with me and I help you through it. Okay. The worst thing you could do is try to be an expert overnight and, send a million links and write a big, huge paragraph to the person that's asking you, because you might just overwhelm them and not make it about what it is, which is them getting the results too. Okay. So that's my advice for you guys right now as you're starting out with sharing. And then I'm going to give you guys just another, okay, now I can see the thing. Sorry guys. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here's just another thing I want to share with you. For those of you who are on our monthly opportunity calls, this is very, very important. When Sandra goes through the 2x2, it's 2x2 and then it's like, okay. And if, you do every month and then you can make you could start residual income of $25,000 in a month. Okay. The reality of that is most people it takes a while to get that, because every month when they have introduced to 2 people, and they even might have luck, those 2 people might share it. People stop, people quit. Sometimes it might take you 6 months to even get 2 people who even want to use the products. So I'm telling you this because I don't want you to think that you're not good at this if it takes you some time. It's very, very important. I don't want you to think you're not good at this if it takes you some time. I don't think many people earn that residual $25,000 a month in their first year. Okay? So Mariella was in the presentation with the 2x2 when she was showing how much volume that equals. And then she was showing in a 12-month that the first month, if you shared 2 people that shared with 2, and then they shared with 2, and she did it for 12 months. And then she said, let's say 50% of them quit, then that would be $25,000. And it might take somebody 5 years to get there. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys some facts, and I only share my income with you because it's possible for everybody. That's the only reason I share it. If it was any other job or something that wasn't a possibility for everybody, I would not share it. I share it because I have no network marketing experience. I was extremely worried about what people thought about me. I had to go through a lot of personal growth. Tons of stuff. Where everybody starts is where I started. Totally 100%. I'm very relatable to this, and that's the reason I share. I calculated today before our call how much income I earned with Isogenics since I started. $423,000 and $423,838. Wait, I'm not saying that. 423. It's so high I can't even read the number. $423,000, a little more than $423,000 that I have earned since I started Isogenics. And the majority of that has been within the last year and a half. So I want that to sink in, because it is not going to happen overnight. The majority of people, it does not happen overnight. And the people that give it a year, it's not enough time. You have got to have a 5-year plan. You have got to have, it can be faster for some people, slower for some people. Yes, 5 years. That's right. So the last, 2017 and this year, 2018, have been the majority of that. Now, going back to if you don't need money, could you imagine if that was extra? Like if we were able to pay all our bills and we weren't in debt and we did have money to buy a house, and that was just extra because I did this as my side hustle, that's a lot of money, right? So it hasn't been extra, and this is our source of income right now. But, just telling the people that say they don't need it, that's a lot of extra money that we could have had right now. So I share that with you because it's just, I don't want you to think that if it doesn't happen right away, that it's not a good fit for you. And 90% of people who quit, that's their reason. is because it's not happening fast enough, and they're getting really frustrated, and they're worried about what people are saying or thinking. And so they stop. And you guys are just starting. You're just starting this journey. I mean, the potential is huge. It's whatever you want it to be. You can go as fast or slow as you choose, but it will create residual income if you're talking to people and you're enrolling them and you're teaching them. You keep teaching and going forward. I want to teach all of you to be like me, where you can do your own Zoom calls and teach your team. That's great. Not everybody steps up and takes that leadership role, but you might, if you have a few of people like that step up and take the leadership role, that's huge. And if you want to make crazy income, then that's what you want to do. You want to learn from the leaders so that you can then create a huge team, lead them, and then continue that forward. And, like Sean Escobar is my upline. I mean, he does some things, on the side and gets on some calls, but my goodness, I mean, he's got a lot of leadership under him. So that's what you want to create. And that's where freedom comes from. So I have time freedom. I can do what I want when I want, but we're just starting to make up all of the, financial hardships we've had. So I'm still working for financial freedom. So I just did those numbers, and that's crazy. That's crazy because basically, we've had to use it all. So, but could you imagine if that was extra? So think about the possibilities if you really come up with a 5-year plan, not a 1-year plan, a 5-year plan, because that's truly how long it takes to really get things going. Because as you start to bring in people, if you're not honest with the expectation of how this is something that's long term and it takes time, then they're going to expect to make money right away, and they're going to get frustrated and give up. But I want to wrap it up for tonight. But next week, we're going to talk more about the mindset that you have to have and building your belief, and a little bit more about maybe some fears that people have and why that stops them. But I wanted to just set you guys up with the back office basics because you're just starting, and you need to know that. You need to know this is, if you're a CEO and you're starting out, that back office, that's your office. Okay. So I check it every single day. You want to learn where you find things so you can teach people where to find things. If you have anybody that you brought in that isn't in my training, you should make sure they understand their back office. Okay. And the last thing I will leave you with, guys, is when we speak things into the future and you are like, you're talking about things as you want them to happen, you will attract the right people. When you're excited and you're so firm in your beliefs that this will happen for you, you'll start attracting the right people. And that's why you have to build your belief first. And once you believe it and you talk about it with belief, like I believed that I was going to be successful in this way before I was. I just truly believed it was going to work out. I didn't know how long it was going to take. To be truthful, it took me a little longer than I wanted to hit the 6-figure income mark, but I didn't give up because I knew I was going to do it. So once you get that belief, and it takes time, and I don't expect you guys to do it within the 30 days, but you've got to start working on that. So we'll continue talking about that topic next week, tomorrow. Next week, tomorrow. Sorry. I'm like not cleansing today, I promise, but I'm very tired today. All right. So let me just, before I wrap it up, see if you guys have any questions. And you could unmute. Sorry, I didn't mean to have you guys looking at that desktop either. All right. I'm going to stop the recording so I can open it up to questions.